Everyone's here. I would like to welcome everybody to our August meeting. I'd like to notify everybody that the meeting has been recorded in accordance with the local government regulations. We have the meeting open at 5:01. All councillors are in attendance. Once again, welcome and thank you to the staff for your attendance. No members of the public, and apologies from our CEO, Rebecca McCall. Public question time is nil. Disclosure of interest put out to council. Is there any disclosure of interest? That is nil. We have application for leave of absence at 5.0. That is nil. Deputations, petition, presentations and submissions is nil. So 7.0 is confirmation of previous minutes. 7.1 is our council meeting date 15th of July. Can I have somebody move that these are a true and accurate record of proceedings, please? Councillor Curry has moved it. Can I have someone second it? Councillor Paul, all those in favour? Thank you. That is carried. 7.2, we had a special meeting and we will do 7.2 and 8.1 on block together, which is 8.1 is the Audit Risk and Improvement Committee meeting minutes. Someone like to move that they are true and accurate record of proceedings? Councillor Cusack moved it and Councillor Bray has seconded. All those in favour? Thank you. So 9 recommendations from committee meetings for council consideration. 9.1 is Risk and Improvement Committee meeting. Council recommendation that council receive and endorse the Audit Risk Improvement Committee terms of reference, and the council resolution is that council abolish the Audit Risk Committee, establish the Audit Risk and Improvement Committee and adopt the Audit Risk and Improvement Committee terms of reference as attached. Someone please move that we accept that. Thank you, Councillor Cole, and seconder, Councillor Curry. All those in favour? All right, that is carried. Item 6.5 from the Audit Risk and Improvement Committee. So the officer recommendation 9.2. I will read these out. That council receive the submissions received from independent persons. Recommend that council by absolute majority appoint Rhonda Cole, Janet Lewis as independent members of the Audit Risk and Improvement Committee. Recommend that council appoint by absolute majority Rhonda Cole as the chairperson of the Audit Risk and Improvement Committee. And 4, recommend that council appoint by absolute majority Janet Lewis as the deputy chairperson of the Audit Risk and Improvement Committee. That was the recommendation, but the final resolution was that council receive the submissions received from independent persons. Recommend that council by absolute majority appoint Rhonda Cole and Janet Lewis as the independent members of the Audit Risk and Improvement Committee. Recommend that council appoint by absolute majority Rhonda Cole as the chairperson of the Audit Risk and Improvement Committee. Recommend that council appoint by absolute majority Janet Lewis as the deputy to the chairperson of the Audit Risk and Improvement Committee, and nominate the following council members of the Audit Risk and Improvement Committee: Councillor Stewart, Councillor Cusack, Councillor Paul, Councillor Bray, Councillor Cole, Councillor Curry and Councillor Harding. That was what was moved in the meeting. Can someone please move that, please? Councillor Bray, seconder. Councillor Cole, all those in favour? That is passed. Thank you for bearing with me along through that. Announcements by presiding members without discussion, nil. We go on to 11.0. 11.1 is the Walga AGM delegates. If I can just, by way of background, say that generally it is the president and the vice president as the delegates, and we will elect a proxy. Is everyone happy to go with the delegates being the president and the vice president, as both of us will be in attendance? That is good, and we have someone put their hand up as a proxy. Clearly you need to be going to the conference before you put your hand up. Councillor Bald?
Yep.
You're in attendance, yep. Councillor Bald as a proxy? All those in favour? Sorry, my bad, man, mover. Someone move it, please. Councillor Curry has moved. Seconder. Councillor Cole, obviously the recommendation will read that the council nominate Councillor Stirrup and Councillor Cusack as a voting delegates and Councillor Bald as a proxy to represent the Shire of Narrabeen interest at the Walgett AGM 2025. All those in favour? Thank you, that is carried. Kate, did you get all that? Thank you. 11.2, the communications agreement consultation submission. I'll look through to Ben for comment on this, and then I will open up the meeting for any questions, queries or clarification.
Through the chair, so this is a new requirement that council and the CEO have an agreement as to how they will communicate, which also extends to other staff. So A, it's a requirement that we have one. So that's why the first item is that you endorse the submission, and then B is we've been asked to give feedback on this agreement and the amendments to the regulations that are forcing it. So the item authorises the CEO to provide council's feedback to the department on the agreement.
All right, does anyone have any questions on this, or anyone like to make a comment?
Yeah, through the chair, I noted one of the risks that management brought up was that the potential for staff to direct or to be directed by elected members. I'm sort of taken aback a bit, only that I didn't think it happened here. It's going to go in as the minutes, but I'm just, if it's significant enough, to write that in. It must be just a comment.
From my point of view, it doesn't happen here,
I think,
and nor should it, and it's clearly part of our code of conduct
well,
that it's not.
Yeah, through the chair, that's correct, Councillor Murray. It's just a case of putting in writing what we already do. I think we tend to be a little informal, for lack of a better word, in terms of councillors coming to the executive staff. Some councils want to put the kibosh on that and it's to go to the CEO only, or if you want to be ultra strict, they go through the president to go to the CEO. But certainly at no point have I ever had any councillors approaching staff that aren't managers in their capacity as staff and directing them or anything. It's just putting it in writing.
I think that's all right, that's affirming what I thought.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
All right, anyone have any other questions or like any other clarification before we go to the recommendation? All right, 11.2, I don't need to read it. Would someone like to move those 2 points in the recommendation? Councillor Cusack has moved it. Councillor Harding has seconded. All those in favour? That is carried. Thank you. 11.3 is sport and recreation facilities plan. This is the desktop review that we do. Any questions before we just go to the recommendation? You've all read it, it's in the attachments. All right, can someone move 11.3 that we endorse the plan? Councillor Curry has moved it. Councillor Cusack has seconded. Those in favour? All right, thank you. That is carried as well. All right, 11.4, the proposed Shire of Narrabeen Bushfire Brigade local law. There's a good content in this one, Ben. Is there some comments?
Yeah, it's through the chair. So it is a requirement that if council operates a bushfire brigade, that they have a local law that governs the bushfire brigade. So at some point, council in the past has made a resolution about local law, but it was never gazetted. So we are, as you know, going through a review of our local laws, but this one's not a review. This is going to be a new one because for whatever reason, the old one was not gazetted. So this has been put together by a consultant with reference to other bushfire brigade local laws that have recently come in under the new regime. So it has lots of nitty-gritty stuff that hopefully will make compliance, but The main thing is just that the rules of the Bushfire Brigade and the appointment of the positions is outlined in a local law, which is. So this conflicts with the caretaker period in that we can't take the next step after receiving submissions until after the election. So this resolution lets us do the statewide notice, liaise with the relevant departments, send it to the ministers. You only have to do that for 6 weeks, but we're going to sit on it for way longer than that, obviously, until post the election, in which case, after that point, council can then consider feedback of the department and stakeholders and consider enacting the local law.
Excellent. Thank you, Ben. Anyone got any questions? Okay, straight to recommendation 11.4. It's in 4 parts there. Can someone would someone like to move that recommendation? That Councillor Harding has moved it. Councillor Cole has seconded. All those in favour? That is carried. Well done. Thank you. Right, there's restricted access vehicle on Shire Roads delegation to the CEO. Yeah, I'll ask for feedback either for you or Ken. Would you like to run this one?
Yeah, through the chat. So I've been brushing up on this stuff recently, just for this one. So this came to council informally last month or the month before, just about improving or making the process more efficient in terms of feedback. As the item says, ultimately the decision rests with HBS or Main Roads, but it just wasn't deemed necessary to have council provide feedback as such, because it's governed by the Main Roads guidelines. So the policy that council had that dictated council's decisions is imposed on the delegation. So for all intents and purposes, it just makes our response times a bit faster. Ken, anything you want to add? Anything that I got wrong there?
For the chair, also in the original policy, council had delegated the CEO to do it, but it wasn't a delegation tradition, so that's why this has been brought to council.
Thank you, Ken.
All right. So everyone clear? That is simply giving delegation the CEO to this matter, albeit in a limited sense because it's a Main Roads issue. Or ultimately, Main Roads have to. Someone like to recommend the officer recommendation. Someone like to move the recommendation. 2 parts. Councillor Braid and Councillor Hall has seconded it. Thank you, guys. All those in favour? Okay, that's carried. 4.0, nil. Officer reports, corporate services, council policy review. Obviously discussed in the discussion forum. Straight to the recommendation, unless there's any other questions or points of clarity. Someone like to move that council adopt the revised policies as attached. Councillor Harding has moved 13.1 and seconded. Councillor Curry has seconded that. All those in favour? All right, it's carried. Thank you. Once again, a repeal council policy review. The recommendation. Recommend the council repeals the policies as attached. Move that, please. Councillor Bray and Councillor Hall has seconded. All those in favour? That's 13.2 passed. 13.3 is our schedule of accounts for the month ended 31st of July. We will do what we normally do, and Kat will pick them up or go through and page by page. So EFT number, if you have something, a query. First page.
Through the chair.
Yeah.
The Ranger,
EFT number, please.
sorry. EFT 1 8877 on the 11th of July. Seem to have paid them twice, is that right? Because we've also paid them down on the 24th, which is EFT 18919. On the 24th of the 7th. It's just a little one.
Yeah, through the chat, yep. So sometimes they invoice monthly and sometimes they do fortnightly. And if they have ad hoc stuff, like they get called out for a dog and they do odds and ends outside of just the routine visits,
Okay.
their invoicing is kind of all over the show. It's not written there, but I wouldn't be surprised if that was the stuff last month that they just hadn't invoiced.
Happy with that explanation. Councillor Hunnam. Councillor Bray.
Might be going backwards a bit. EFT 18865, Think Project, RAMS license, what is that?
Yeah, through the chat, so that's our software for managing our road network. It's like an inventory of all your roads. I believe Ken has like condition ratings and all this sort of stuff. So it's an annual license.
It's an annual one, right? Yep, thanks.
Any other queries on that page? Go to the next page, 148.
Through the chair, EFT 18926, the fire suppression pump, is that the one near the netball courts? Is it actually working now?
Through the chair, I believe so. That was a circuit board or something fried in the pump. So first it was other hardware in the pump that failed. Then he goes to turn it on and then the circuitry gets fried. So then he call outs both ways to replace everything. Yeah,
That seems to have cost us a lot of money that hasn't actually worked properly.
It's not like it's used every day. It's an emergency pump, it's a fire pump.
That we
It's
can't
only
rely
tested.
on.
Yeah, wow. Yeah, it's amazing.
Anyway.
All right. Anything else on 148? Next page, please, go. 149. Go to credit cards. No, I think next page, please, Cap. That's just one. All right. If there's no more queries on the schedule of accounts, we will go to the recommendation that we endorse the schedule of accounts paid for the month of July. Someone please move that. Councillor Cole, and seconded by Councillor Curry. All those in favour? Thank you. And please note that the financials, we will have two lots of financials in at our September meeting. I think in community services, nil for infrastructure services, elected member motions, previous notice has been given is nil. Elected member motions without notice. Does anybody have anything? The business of an urgent nature approved by the presiding person is nil. And we go to 19, which matters for which the meeting may be closed. Recommendation 19.1 that council close the meeting to the public in accordance with the section of the Local Government Act to discuss a contract which may be entered into by the local government. Someone move that. Councillor Cole has moved it. Councillor Harding has seconded. All those in favour? Thank you. The meeting is now closed to the public. The public recording will now. I will read the resolution. Council by absolute majority award tender for the supply, spray and cover of bitumen products to Vigitech. Point 2, endorse contract term Vigitech for an initial period of 2 years with an optional 1 year extension commencing from the date of contract signed, with the extension of the contract being dependent on satisfactory performance of the products and service provided. Point 3, authorise the CEO to negotiate and execute the contract with PictureTech, provided that the final contract is substantially similar to the attached draft contract. Point 4, authorise the CEO to undertake a review of the contractor's performance at the end of the second year, and if satisfied, approve the optional 1-year extension. Thank you. 20, closure of meeting. Thank you everyone for your attendance. Thank you to the staff for your work for the meeting, and I declare the meeting closed at 5:24. Good work, guys. Well done.
Yeah.
Thank you.